we have an update coming via Bloomberg that it seems South Korean prosecutors have intercepted a few chat messages of some sort that imply Do Kwon is located in Europe somewhere. And arguably more importantly, the chats also reportedly contain evidence that he was actively encouraging people to manipulate some tokens that he remains involved in, apparently. And, the second part is more important because we have continued to circle around the question of why South Korea exactly is pursuing Do Kwon. They have criminal securities charges against him, but they have not laid out exactly the rationale for that. But there has been a lot of suspicion that it involves market manipulation, and this seems to support that. He's still on the run. He also, I think we may have a tweet that he made yesterday, once again claiming that he's not on the run, despite the fact that he hasn't disclosed his location. So that's always fun. Sam, you have worked with me on some Do Kwon and Luna related stuff. Anything interesting for you as a takeaway here?
Yeah. Okay, so let me preface this. You know this as well as anybody, David. I'm by no means like a Do Kwon defender or stan or whatever. Like, I am not a lunatic. But I will say one part of this story that I think we need to be cognizant of is that all of the news that we're hearing, all of these leaks that are coming out of South Korea, virtually all of them recently, have come from prosecutors themselves. So whether or not Do Kwon is guilty of what he is being accused of, we should just bear in mind that the information that we're being fed is being fed, it seems, deliberately by prosecutors who have career and political motivations, which might be oriented in the correct direction. But I just want to put that out there. And that's something that I think is missed. And then to the allegations themselves, outside of the Europe thing, like, cool, maybe he's in Europe, I don't know. There is the stuff about fraud and whether he manipulated the market. This kind of gets to the root. Now back to the, old, sort of reporting that I've been doing. This gets to the root, I think, of the Terra question, which is, how much flexibility should a individual stakeholder, whether that be a company or an individual, have to influence the market of a token when they are trying to get it off the ground? Because I imagine that if this reporting is true, if they do have this audio or chat log rather of Do Kwon manipulating the price of Luna or UST rather to stay at $1, he probably will argue like, hey, what's so crazy about that? We started by running a business, even though it's going to be decentralized. These are training wheels. You knew there were training wheels. I don't love that, but okay.
I love that point, and I would love to I'll let you finish, but I have to say, because that's so important. The way Luna operated, it was built on market manipulation from the very beginning, and so it's not exactly radical. They were sending loans to market makers. They were propping up the supposed stable coin. That's what the entire game was. So it's not exactly crazy to see that he's doing this. But Will, I'll let you go.
Can I chime in really quick just to exactly that point? I'm sorry. The entire thing, now that I think about it, we know that Do Kwon, under the guise of LFG, Luna Foundation Guard, which was an organization that stewarded their billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, we know he has told us that he sent that Bitcoin to market makers to help cushion the fall of the UST token, which is I think that's price manipulation. Maybe it oriented in a good direction for consumers, but what's so crazy here? Maybe they actually found the chat logs of them dispersing that Bitcoin. I don't know. But anyway, it is kind of weird when you think of it through that lens.
Will,
I think that's a super fair point. Yeah, I think that's a super fair point. I do want to go back to what David started off with, which is I do find this story getting a little boring, and the reason is because nothing's happening yet. We just have this Do Kwon jurisdiction watch where he's is he in Singapore? Is he in Dubai? Now he's in Europe. Where is he? The story doesn't seem to be developing past the point that we're sort of following where he's going. I want to see something more important happen, and that would be possibly some justice upheld for people who are dragged into this thing and didn't know what was going on, or at the very least, some sort of prosecution going forward and actually get to the bottom of the matter to see what was actually happening. There's so much evidence out there, like you've suggested, Sam. There's a lot of things being leaked from prosecutors, but I would like to see something happen with the story besides just seeing him jump from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Going on to the tweet that we also mentioned, Do Kwon tweeted yesterday that, quote, "All right, I'll throw a meetup conference soon to get over this hiding BS. Cops from all over the world welcome to attend." Pretty bold. That falls in line with a lot of his past tweets as well. The question is, does he mean it? Noticeably in this tweet, he didn't allow anybody to respond unless they were following him. So there wasn't a lot of interaction with the tweet besides some likes and retweets. I don't know if he means this, and I don't know if this is actually going to happen. We haven't really seen any sort of meetups besides an interview with two different organizations, one that was very in favor of him and one with Laura Shin, which was not as friendly towards him. Some great reporting on that side of things. We haven't seen him come out, though, in person, though. So I'd like to see that occur. And maybe less of these headlines tracking where he's going all over the globe. I don't know. I want to see a new development. Dave, I'll throw it over to you, though.
Yeah, let me just say two things, and then I think we're probably moving on. One is, those two things are related, right? So when you see him moving around the world, he's not just trying to kind of like evade the attention of cops. We talked yesterday about OneCoin and Ruja Ignatova, and what we saw there, and what I think could definitely be in play here, is he's jurisdiction shopping, and he's specifically looking for a state sponsor who's actually going to help him avoid the search. And we know that at least one of those is in Eastern Europe. We've seen evidence that Bulgarian leadership, or at least elements within Bulgarian state leadership, were providing assistance to Ruja Ignatova as she fled Interpol. So, Europe is big. He could be in Bulgaria. Who knows? Anything's possible. Although it is weird that he left Dubai, which is another place that we know leadership is willing to shield people from prosecution in global financial frauds. So it's not just like tracking his movements out of curiosity. There is an added element there.